Hello YouTube, welcome back to Charles Garage, and today we have the review of a Tomica product. Now, some time ago, well not some time ago, maybe a week ago, I reviewed the Hot Wheels Team Transport lineup as well. Now today we're also going to look, basically I'm going to say it's like a counterpart of that, but Tomica. So Tomica also has like a similar lineup called the, I think this is called the Transporter lineup. That's what, at least what they call that in Korea. If you have another term for this in other countries, do let me know. But once again, let me just get it off the stand. As you can see, this one, actually the lights are off. Okay, there we go, much better. Okay, so here we have this. So this is a transport line, which means it comes with a car and a truck set as well. And once again, this is in the Tomica premium lineup as well. So once again, which gave me a good reason to purchase, because not only it's premium, but also it has the R33. Now, as a kid, I always, because of Fast and Furious, I was always into the R34. But after, growing up, R32 and R33 seems to be much cooler for me the more time passes. So anyway, let's see what we got. So because it's in a box, and yeah, these packaging, they always feel full because big truck and stuff, but they would also put in like these folded up paper boxes inside to make it feel even much more full. My guess is to protect the box and the product inside, but in this case, yeah, there's not much of that, but there is. Well, actually you can see this here, so they were definitely trying something out here. But there is another product from the Tomica lineup that's even more crazier, which hopefully I can show you guys later in the future. So once again, once you open it up, it should be in like this. There's inside a plastic bag, there's the truck and the car, which is also in another plastic bag as well. So let's see what we got. Now, as I mentioned before, on the Hot Wheels Team Transport lineup, the truck is not exactly a real car, with a few exceptions. This one, I'm not too sure, but definitely I'm not really seeing any logos or anything mentioned here on the bottom like Hot Wheels. So my guess is that this is also one of those cases that it's just a generic, typical truck that they tried to make it look real as well. So, but once again, looking at the truck quality itself, I do feel metal as well. The bottom section, I think, feels more, yeah, I think this is also metal. But once again, those wheels are just atrocious. They don't look really that well made as well. I mean, I do wish they, yeah, I wish they would like stop using these wheels, or at least try to improve the design. I'm not telling them to use like, rubber tires, but once again, at least do something with the wheels, because everything looks good, but it's just the wheels. And then looking at the back here, we have this part that can close up, put it down, and use it like a ramp so the car can go up. Although it does seem a little bit too steep for a car, but who knows. And finally, if you're buying this, you're pretty much buying for this, the R33. Now, as far as I know, there's no way to get the R33 separately, because on the Tomica Premium lineup, I know there's an R32, R34, but R33 seems to be missing unless I missed it. But once again, as far as I've done my research, at least in my country, there's no way to get this one separately. So let's see what we got. So once again, after this video, I will be posting a shorts video so that you can see the car and the truck together a little bit more closely. So let's see what we got. So for looking at the front, we have all the necessary details like the small lights, the vents, the headlight seems to be using clear parts separately. However, the biggest problem with Tomica is that as much as I do amend them, I do praise them for using part separation. Problem is with Tomica is that they have these, it's a peg and hole system. Hence, you can see those, hole in there, which makes this look like eyes. So not my best cup of tea, but once again, it's an R33. I'm willing to give it a shot. And then looking at the side, once again, the wheels design itself looks, okay, but not that great. So to be honest, like, maybe they could have I don't know, put the tires a little bit more thicker, or bigger in general, because this just doesn't look right. Because mostly the main reason why this doesn't look right is because they have the suspension gimmick here, which I still don't know why this is necessary. It's not really that fun. It's not like you're gonna ride this on top, so I'm not sure why like having suspension is a big deal, or why this is like a feature in general for 64 scale cars. Because of that, there's always like even same goes to Major Red. They always have the gap between the car frame itself and the wheels. This gap here seems to be always a little bit big if you have like suspensions. So yeah, but anyway, looking at the side, because I'm assuming because it's a Tomica Premium, maybe that they have this opening gimmick. Once again, there are Tomica Premium that don't have also opening gimmicks as well, so very confusing. Now, because this is a Japanese car, so obviously the the steering wheel is on the right side. So and then looking at the inside, not the best detail. They just, you know, the steering wheel is just a circle, and then you can see the middle parts dash as well. And the passenger side, you know, okay, it's a toy, but still, you know, it seems to be a little bit lacking compared to what I've seen so far. But once again, looking at the back, they have the iconic, you know, the backlights. Once again, although these seems to be painted on, not part separation. So depending on your copy, this could be done painted pretty darn well, or painted poorly. I have seen multiple cases. Now there is a licensing plate area, but nothing is written there. We have the GTR logo. We have the exhaust pipe, but not exactly a hole there, is there? Looking at the bottom, we have some basic, you know, bottom section design here. No big deal. And yeah. So let's put it on top of the truck. Let's see how this goes. Obviously, you put it either like this, and you can close it up so it doesn't fall down, or depending on your preference, you can do it like this. So unlike Team's Transport, there is no like gap or some kind of a gimmick where it holds into place. So that's going to be very shaky. That's one thing for sure. And then let's say we put it down. Yeah, it's not going to be even as a toy, not going to be a smooth ride here. So just wanted to point that out. Alright, and before we end this video off, let's compare it with a Hot Wheels version. So this is a R33 in Hot Wheels. I think this was from the recent Hot Wheels Premium Car Culture Modern Classic, I think. Yeah, Modern Classic. So here we go as well. Now, once again, R33, yeah, like literally the R33 is literally a mid-design between R33, R32 and R34. Hence, getting the headlights, you know, look right is always has been a challenge as far as I can tell. But once again, because Hot Wheels uses decals as well, you can see it's slightly exaggerated, or maybe it looks a little bit too long. But definitely I can definitely tell this is an R33 as well. But once again, Tomica definitely did a okay job in terms of, you know, the detailing on the front, especially using the clear parts as well. But once again, they each have their own pros and cons going on here. Looking aside, now I know these aren't the best wheels for the R33, but once again, I do prefer. I mean, once again, it seems the right size compared to like the Tomica version because of the suspension gimmick. It's always I always felt that the wheel seems always a bit small for the car. Now width, for the wheel width, I have no complaints about this because I do know some brands make these very like thin, because obviously you're not going to looking at the bottom. Now the reason for that, I'm not sure if the tire of that car is supposed to be that thin, or it's just that, you know, to simplify things. But yeah, I do prefer the whole size being a little bit more chunky as well. And then looking at the back, once again, both are painted, so no big deal there. Once again, depending on your, well, not painted. I think these ones are actually decals for the Hot Wheels. But once again, because of these aspects, depending on your copy, they can look good or they can look sloppy, because there are always like human errors or errors like made on these type of things as well, whether it's painted or whether it's a, you know, decaled version as well. So once again, I'm not saying which is better, but once again, it really depends on your preference. But I do like this version because, number one, it's silver. That's very much the reason why I bought this. It's in silver R33 as well. Once again, any R33 cars I'm willing to try out. Anyway, thanks for watching the review. This was the review of the Tomica Premium Transporter, the R33 set. If you guys got any questions or requests, in the comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and maybe reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.